Hello friends, let's have a detailed discussion on variables in Mule. Generally, in programming languages like Java, C and C++, we will declare variables to store and access data. Likewise, Mule provides a way to create and access variables. So today my agenda is the types of variables available in Mule and scope of each type of variable, in what scope they are available and what scope they are not available, and how to create a new variable in Mule, and how to access the created variables in Mule flows. Okay, let's get started. So there are three types of variables available in Mule: flow variables, session variables, and record variables. We are focusing on flow variables and session variables only, as the scope of record variables is limited to batch processing. We are not concentrating on record variables now. So fundamentally, what is the difference between flow variable and session variable? The difference majorly lies in the scope in which they are available. The flow variables are available within the scope only. Here I am calling flow 2 from flow 1 through a VM endpoint or JMS endpoint or HTTP endpoint. I am invoking flow 2 from the flow 1. I declared flow variable f1 in flow 1 and s1 in flow 1. When I invoke the second flow, in the second flow the flow variable that is declared in the first flow f1 is not available, whereas I declared a session variable in first flow that is available in the second flow. So what we observed is flow variable scope is within the flow only, and session variable scope is across the flows. In my application there are 10 flows. I am able to access the session variable in 10 flows. So that is the major difference between flow variable and session variable. So here variable set with a variable transformer persist only for the current flow. They can't across the transport barrier, whereas session variable they are cross the transport barrier. Let's see how to create a new variable in Mule. To create a variable, we have the transformers available, variable transformers available, variable, session variable, and record variable. Variable transformer is used to create the flow variable, whereas the session variable record transformer is used to create session variable. So in the component palette, here I can drag and drop the corresponding transformer to my flow. Here I create the flow variable called EMP number, and the value of this variable is Venkat. And I create one more variable, session variable. It is the value of the session variable is 123. The name is ABC. To create a variable, we need to select the set variable operation, and if you set the set variable operation, you have the option to give name and value. If you want to remove the variable that is already exist in flow, select the remove value, and you need to give the name that you want to delete. So in this way you can create and delete the variables. And next one is how to access the variables. To access the variable, we will use MEL expressions. Here the MEL expression language standard syntax is hash and square brackets. Inside, to access the session variable, there is a keyword available called session vars dot the variable name, and to access the flow variable, flow vars dot variable name. In this way you can access the flow variable and session variable in your flow. And to access the variables inside your Java code, you need an instance of Mule message. On Mule message object, you need to invoke the method get invocation property, and you need to pass the variable name. In this way you can access the variables inside your Java code. Let's see a small demo. Here I am just creating a small variable over here, and I am printing the variable using logger. Here what I'm doing is I'm creating a variable called emp number, and here I'm creating a flow variable called emp number, and I'm assigning the value. I'm passing that value from the my browser as a query param as emp number is equal to 1, and this is the value I want to store inside my variable 1 to 1. So here is the mel syntax for creating, for retrieving a value from query param. So this is my basic flow. I get HTTP request and I create a variable getting from query param. I'm storing that value into my variable. I'm printing that variable name. This is a basic flow. So here is my flow inside my any point. I'm just running this flow. So my flow got deployed. I'm invoking the flow, and here is the logger. The flow variable is 1 to 1. So this way you can create and access the variables inside your Mule flows. Thank you for listening my session. My name is Prasad. Have a nice day.